Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Empowering the Leaders of Tomorrow Today. I'm your host, Tessa Tubbs, and today we're diving into a topic I believe is crucial for every leader: being open minded and curious. These traits are not just nice to haves, they are essential for innovative leadership, challenging the status quo, and driving continuous improvement. But before we dive in, I want you to think about your own leadership journey. How open minded and curious have you been in your approach to challenges? Have you ever felt stuck, like you're going through the motions but not truly exploring new possibilities? If so, you're not alone, and this episode is for you. So let's start by exploring how curiosity can drive innovative leadership. Innovation doesn't just happen, it's nurtured by a willingness to explore the unknown. As leaders, it's easy to fall into the trap of sticking to what we know, but true innovation requires us to step out of our comfort zones and ask, what if? Take the story of Lisa, a manager in a mid-sized tech company. Lisa received feedback from her manager that her team wasn't pushing the boundaries enough, but were sticking too much or too closely to established processes. During our coaching sessions, we encouraged Lisa to start asking open-ended questions like, what can we do differently, and how can we improve our approach? We provided her with strategies to foster a more innovative environment and helped her navigate the initial resistance she faced from her team. Basically, they were comfortable with the usual way of doing things and were hesitant to step into unfamiliar territory. However, Lisa persisted. In doing so, she created a safe space for experimentation where failure was seen as a learning opportunity. Over time, her team began to embrace this new approach. One specific idea that emerged from these discussions led to significant improvement in how they handled client onboarding, reducing the time by just about 20%. That, as you can imagine, caught the attention of Lisa's manager, who praised her for the tangible results and the renewed energy within the team. So I want you to consider a time when you tried something new in your role. How did it go? What did you learn from that experience? What strategies could you use to foster curiosity in your team today? Now, let's move on to how this mindset of curiosity can empower us to challenge existing norms and push for better outcomes. Challenging the status quo is where true leaders shine. It's easy to follow the crowd and do things as they've always been. But great leaders are the ones who ask why, and more importantly, why not? Let's look at Mark, a leader in the healthcare industry. He had recently been promoted to head a department where he had worked for years. As you can imagine, Mark had firsthand experience with his team's pain points, which included inefficient processes, outdated practices, and the frustration that came with them. After his promotion, he was determined to address these issues. However, he knew that simply making changes wouldn't be enough. He needed his team's buy-in. Through our coaching, we provided Mark with tools and resources to help him navigate this transition. We guided him in creating a more collaborative environment where his team felt comfortable voicing their frustrations and contributing ideas for improvement. Now, don't get me wrong. Initially, there was resistance. Many were skeptical of the changes and worried about the additional workload. But Mark used the strategies we discussed, which included involving his team in the decision-making process and showing them the long-term benefits of these changes. One of the key outcomes was a streamlined workflow that significantly reduced administrative burdens, improving both team morale and patient care. Mark's journey reminds us that challenging the status quo isn't just about making changes, it's about leading your team through the change process with clarity and purpose. So, I want you to reflect on a process or practice in your organization that you believe is outdated. What's stopping you from challenging it? How might things improve if you did? Let's now discuss how being open-minded and curious contributes to continuous improvement, which is a vital aspect of leadership that keeps you and your team moving forward. Rachel has been a long-standing client of ours and known for her natural curiosity and love of learning. Rachel leads a manufacturing team and has always sought ways to enhance her team's performance, but she sometimes struggled with how to bring her team along on this journey of continuous improvement. Through our coaching sessions, we helped Rachel play to her strengths as a curious learner. We guided her in setting up systems for regular process reviews and encouraged her to involve her team in identifying areas for enhancement. Rachel learned how to create a culture of continuous improvement by sharing her enthusiasm for learning with her team and making the improvement process collaborative. While the journey was challenging, with some initiatives taking longer to yield results, her persistence did pay off. Over time, this mindset led to noticeable improvements in efficiency and product quality. What about you? How do you encourage continuous improvement within your team? What small steps can you take today to start this process? As we wrap up today's episode, I hope you found some valuable insights and practical strategies to help you become more open-minded and curious in your leadership journey. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to learn, to question, and to improve continuously. Before we wrap up, I want to acknowledge this journey isn't always easy. Fear of failure, time constraints, and organizational resistance are common roadblocks that we hear from leaders. But remember, growth happens outside of your comfort zone, and the rewards of being open-minded and curious are well worth the effort. So I want to invite you to share your progress, any questions, or roadblocks you encounter on this journey. You can also connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And don't forget, go over to our website at www.careertracks.com for more resources to support your leadership journey. Thank you for joining me on Empowering the Leaders of Tomorrow today. I'm Tessa Tubbs. Until next time, remember to stay inspired, stay empowered, and keep leading with purpose.